Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peter Barber. I'm primarily a professional opera singer, music producer, and a bass vocalist. Today we're going to be checking out Iam Tongi and Oliver Steele performing Save Your Tears on American Idol. I did watch the first couple minutes to get the backstory here, so I could have all the the emotions ready to listen and enjoy this song fully. Just in the title, I could tell it was meaningful, so I wanted to make sure to watch that. But I have not watched the performance. This will be a first-time reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing the video to talk about primarily vocal technique, as that's where my expertise lies, with the goal to bring as much value to your listening experience as possible. My goal for this video is these videos for my channel is primarily to educate, secondarily to entertain. So I want everyone to enjoy and appreciate these amazing artists as much as possible. And if you find I am bringing value to your listening experience, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Is the best way to support me. Otherwise, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm. Could be as simple as saying, "Hi Peter," or "American Idol is awesome," or "I love this cover." Doesn't matter. It's all good for the algorithm. And without further ado, let's dive in. Let's enjoy, let's analyze and see what they're doing here with this cover.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. Then you saw me, caught me by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye.
All right. So obviously, super simple, and like from an instrumentation standpoint, it's the very simple chord structure of Save Your Tears. We've just got 2 acoustic guitars. So nothing crazy going on there. Let's talk a little bit about the voice. This is Oliver singing.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room.
So it's a pretty delicate approach. No tension to the sound and allowing some breathiness into the sound for that intimacy. The breathiness really means that the vocal folds aren't coming together super tightly or for a long period of time during each of their oscillations. Natural vocal fold oscillation looks a bit like this. So the longer that they're together during each of those oscillations, the higher the closed quotient is what it's called. And the higher that is, the less air that escapes and the more efficient the sound is and the more brightness there is in the sound, the more high harmonic content there is in the sound that allows for a lot of cut and bite and power. With this singing, there's a relatively low closed quotient, so there's more breathiness, there's more air escaping it. It makes for a softer sound in the voice, which, given the context of this and the context of the instrumentation that they're working with, that it's microphoned, all these things, to me makes perfect sense as an approach to this performance.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room.
I like the vibrato that he lets in. Room. So it's, straight tone, straight tone, straight tone. Then when he gets to a sustained pitch, he lets that vibrato come in. Again, to have a nice natural vibrato, you can't have too much tension. It has to just be breath support system, sending air to the vocal folds, and the vocal folds vibrating without tension. Otherwise, you'll get a wonky vibrato, you'll get a forced vibrato, or more than likely you won't get any vibrato at all. So when a little vibrato comes in, it's a good sign of a healthy production.
I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you.
And another approach to this kind of singing is not being too crisp with the diction. It's a little more relaxed as far as the speech, the actual pronunciation of the words go.
I saw you dancing in a crowded.
So he's not saying, "I saw you dancing in a crowded room. Saw you dancing in a crowded room." It's a little more relaxed on the consonants.
You look so happy when I'm not with you. Then you saw me, caught me by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye.
A couple tiny little added riffs in there. Added riffs meaning just adding extra notes to the melody beyond what was originally there in the Weeknd's version.
Then you saw me, caught me by surprise.
So that's a little neighbor tones, a little added. Not sure if you'd call it a riff, more of a neighbor tone.
A single teardrop falling from your eye.
That is a teeny tiny little riff, but it's nice. It adds a little bit of flair. It adds a little bit of the artistry to Oliver's interpretation of the song. You know, it's making it his own.
I don't know why I run away. Ooh, I'll make you cry.
I'll make you cry. Whoop, that is the wrong octave. So I think Iam is up there. Nope, one more octave down, sorry. G sharp 4 to E4, and we have Oliver on the lower harmony.
Ooh, I'll make you cry.
I'll make you cry. E4 to C sharp 4. So that's our harmony structure. Obviously, two-part harmony. We have two singers.
I'll make you cry when I run away.
You can tell Iam, he's singing up higher. He's got the open mouth, kind of high chest belt position. That's going to be a much louder sound coming out of him than it's coming out of Oliver. And you can see how he knows how to use the microphone so that to us, to our ear, it's relatively balanced. Now, if he did get up on the mic, they do obviously have sound engineers, probably a team of them ready to adjust as needed. But he's taking a different approach here. So he's kind of balancing it himself. So Oliver's right up on the mic. You get that intimate sound right here. And then Iam's way back here, like belting. And as far as the audience is concerned and the listener's concerned, they're both coming out at a similar volume to, you know, maximize that blend. Also, you know, on those sustained pitches, allowing that vibrato to come in. Really nice voice. It's a bit more efficient in terms of just how much air is coming through than Oliver's. But that could also be to where it's kind of sitting in his range. It's sitting a little bit higher. It gets a little breathier as it goes down, but there's something to this voice. It's got I'm trying to place the right term for it, the kind of sound quality. There's like a little bit of a smokiness to it, a little bit of added warmth to it, a little bit of a roundness to the sound. Just in comparing, you know, one-to-one with Oliver's voice, it's cool. They both, you know, similar approaches, both a little bit of breathiness. No one is aiming for a super efficient sound again, because the feel of this song, the kind of laid-back acoustic nature of it, it's much more fitting to have the kind of approach that they're taking than if they were just going for like a powerful sound the whole time. That wouldn't make so much sense. And it just really works for this kind of like simple, you know, kind of heartfelt approach.
Yeah. Ooh, I met you under a Pisces moon. I kept my distance because I know that you...
Yeah, so when he's down lower in his range, of course, it gets much more breathy. And this is natural. So in opera, the goal is to have a super efficient, not breathy sound at all from absolutely top of your range to bottom of your usable range anyway. That's because we're always singing, well, in performances with orchestras without microphones. And the more efficient your vocal folds are, the less air that's coming through. The louder the sound, the more cut there is in the sound, which you have to have any chance against an orchestra without a microphone. And B, you can sustain phrases much longer. So you can just sing and sing and sing because barely any air is escaping. For non-operatic singing, generally how it goes is as the singers are lower in their range, you know, around their speaking voices, it's much breathier. And then the higher they ascend, as long as they're remaining in a pure chest voice, the more efficient the sound gets. as the vocal folds stretch and stretch and stretch and kind of work harder and harder and harder to produce the sound, it requires them to have a higher close quotient, stay together tighter. So you get that in both these singers as they're getting up higher in their range, the sound gets more efficient. And when we get to the bottom of their range, they're naturally relaxing kind of down to their speech patterns, and it gets much more breathy. Softer sounding.
I kept my distance 'cause I know that you don't like it when I was by my side. I couldn't help it, I put you through hell. I don't know why I run away.
So you can hear it there, just compared to the timbre, the amount of air, the actual quality of the sound coming through during the verse. You can tell when they go to the choruses, the sounds, the actual singing gets more efficient as far as the air goes.
I couldn't help it, I put you through hell. I don't know why.
And now they switched harmonies. So now you've got Oliver going, and you've got Iam going. Again, the wrong octave. Just forgive me there on my teeny tiny iPad keyboard. I'm just an octave off. You get the idea. Same notes, just an octave off.
You through hell. I don't know why I run away. Ooh, I'll make you cry when I run away.
Got added harmony there right at the end. What is this?
I run away.
Run away. That last note there added, that's different from the prior motifs.
I'll make you cry when I run away. Ooh, take me back 'cause I wanna stay.
Ooh, I like the grit and I like the riff at the end. So what grit in the voice, that kind of grit in the voice, normally like I did earlier, the vocal folds kind of move like this. Grit, when you hear that grit come in, that means there's turbulence. It's an unnatural, it's perfectly within nature to do it. I don't know what the best way to say it. It's not the most optimum use of air as far as the vocal folds are concerned. So they go away from their nice, healthy phonation and do a bit like this. You can learn to do it sustainably for sure. Rock singers, metal singers, they all learned it. They go on tour doing it. It's amazing. It's just less vocally efficient. So I hesitate to say you can learn to do it healthily, but you can definitely learn to do it sustainably. And we just get a little bit of it here, and then we get a little bit of it. We get a little classy riff at the end of this phrase.
Take me back 'cause I wanna stay.
Stay. A little, just tiny little riffs. Nothing over the top, nothing showy. Just adding a little bit of flair, making it his own.
Ooh, say the
Sustained G sharp there. So that's getting up pretty high. Even for tenor, that's getting up G sharp or A flat in harmonica, the same pitch. G sharp, that's getting up there. And he's got it. It's definitely kind of like he's got it requires some effort, but he doesn't really have to push or strain for it, which is great. Right. I don't know what round are they in? There are very few people in the room. I haven't watched American Idol and have I ever watched it? Really? Have I ever kept up with the whole season? I think like Scotty McCreery was like the last time I like kept up with the show because Low Voice Country Singer, obviously. All right, guys. Well, that was my first time reaction and vocal analysis of this lovely little duet. Super heartfelt, super intimate. I think all the appropriate things vocally, no one trying to show off, just kind of, doing service to the music and the message, coming from an intimate place, coming from a heartfelt place. Iam with the you know, having to use the new guitar, wanted to use his dad's guitar. Super sweet. So I really enjoy this. This is pretty different from the stuff I usually make videos for. A lot of what I make videos for is like very vocal firework based, where it's like commenting on all these different kinds of extended techniques and these huge vocal ranges and stuff. So this is a much different approach. It's kind of like a nice palate cleanser to what I normally do here on this channel. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. I hope I increased your listening experience and added value and helped you appreciate these artists. If I did do that, please do consider joining my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Again, it's the best way to support me. Another good way to support me is to buy merchandise. So you can head to my Etsy store, which is also in the description if you want to buy a snapback or a sticker or sweatpants, anything like that, t-shirts, tank tops. This, I think, is the most popular item. A lot of people buy the snapback. Go figure. So go check that out. Otherwise, guys, please like, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm, hit the bell, and hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.